Today, we're setting aside the big general concepts, and we're going to get really granular.
Really specific.
Exactly. We're doing a deep dive on one particular piece of gear, the Thor Broadcast F-RF-1310-TX-32mW transmitter.
And that's really the mission here, isn't it? This thing costs nearly $4,000. So the question is why? What problem does it solve that justifies that price for, a CATV operator?
Okay, let's unpack that, the core function first.
Yeah,
This device is basically a translator, right?
a very specialized one. It takes any regular TV signal, that whole RF spectrum from 45 to 870 megahertz, and it converts all of it directly into a light signal.
The entire channel lineup, everything.
Everything. And what's really fascinating is that it pushes all of that content down just one single strand of fiber.
Just one.
And that opens up all sorts of possibilities. You can go from a simple point-to-point link to these really complex point-to-multipoint systems with, simple optical splitters, and it's all industry standard RFRG, so it just plays right in.
Now, let's get to the engineering that justifies the cost. I saw the power output, 32 milliwatts. I mean, most transmitters are what, 10? 20?
Yeah, sure.
So why 32? Isn't that a little risky? Or is it absolutely necessary?
It's the critical difference maker. That robust 32 milliwatt output is all about maximizing your splitter ratio.
So, in plain English.
It means one transmitter can feed way more homes. So you're saving an enormous amount of money because you don't need multiple transmitters or, expensive amplifiers out in the field.
Okay, but if you're pumping that much signal down the line, how do you maintain the quality? Especially over, 10 kilometers.
Well, that's where the high-end parts come in. It uses what's called a DFB laser, a distributed feedback laser.
Right.
It's extremely linear, so the signal doesn't degrade over distance. But more importantly, it has automatic gain control, AGC.
ATSC.
So even if the signal coming in fluctuates, and it does, the AGC keeps the output perfectly stable. The technician doesn't have to adjust a thing, which is great, but the real value is in that long-term, rock-solid reliability.
And speaking of reliability, I saw it has a front panel LCD for alarms, and you can even get it with a second optional power supply.
Exactly. This is built for networks where downtime just isn't an option, which actually brings up a really interesting security feature.
Yeah.
The system can create what they call a high-security fiber break.
A fiber break. Why would you want to break the connection?
Well, it's not a literal break. It means that by making the path entirely optical, you completely eliminate the coax signal return path.
And why is getting rid of that return path so important?
Because that coax path is a major security hole. It's a way for someone to inject an unauthorized signal back into the network, tapping into it, messing with the system.
I see. So by going all optical, you physically remove that attack vector.
You shut the door completely. It's clever.
Very clever. All right, let's pivot to actually plugging this thing in. We know it operates at a 1310 nanometer wavelength. Given all this talk about power and precision, I have to assume the physical connector matters a lot.
It's probably the most critical part of the installation. You absolutely must use an STPC connector.
APC, angle polished connector.
That's the one. See, if you use a standard flat connector, that powerful light signal hits the fiber end and bounces straight back into the laser.
Creating feedback.
A huge amount. It's like pointing a microphone at a speaker. It ruins the signal. That little angle on the APC connector directs any reflection harmlessly away. If your existing fiber isn't terminated that way, you need a jumper. It's completely non-negotiable.
So when you put it all together, what you have is this core piece of network infrastructure. The high price tag makes sense when you see the engineering, that powerful 32 milliwatt output, the self-managing AGC, the security features.
It's true. We always focus on the content, the show you're watching. But it's worth thinking about the obsessive precision required, right down to the microscopic polish on a tiny connector, just to get that perfect reflection-free signal to your home 10 kilometers away.
It makes you wonder what other tiny technical details are completely foundational to the technology you use every single day.